Walmart. Walmart pre-market on Tuesday has that's when they report earnings. Estimated earnings per share are at $1.25, and I think they beat. I think that the estimated earnings per share is a joke here, but I think that everybody kind of knows it's a joke, right? I mean, Walmart's been an absolute monster. They've thrived through the Rona. They've thrived through everything. They're going to thrive through the recovery. They have e-commerce. Their e-commerce platforms are just only continuing to get stronger. It doesn't I mean, people like to talk like it rivals Amazon, but it really doesn't. So, I mean, it's still very strong. It's robust. When you compare it to something like Target, Walmart's is much stronger than Target's is and a lot of the other department stores. So I think that they absolutely beat. The kicker is that it's going to have to go above $132 at this point, 133 really, before this actually continues. I think that we probably will see a run up. If this runs tomorrow up above 133, this will probably continue into earnings. I'm not sure that I would want to be holding Walmart though after, Monday night. I probably would want to at least hedge some. Maybe Walmart smashes everything and it just goes crazy, and it could potentially do that. But my opinion is that if people are expecting them to crush earnings, just like people were expecting Amazon to crush earnings and a lot of the other stocks that just blew everything out of the water, I think there's going to be a lot of profit taking after earnings are announced. So unless Walmart absolutely smashes everything and just kind of like comes out with some huge wow factor, I don't think that Walmart's going to see some massive run up. And I could be wrong about this, but if we're just looking at some of the other stuff that we've seen, it only makes sense. So...
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What's up? Welcome back, AJ and Blade Runner, to the Chaos Crew. Appreciate you guys. I know you guys don't have to do that because you are in the mentorship. We'll talk about the mentorship in just a moment, but thanks, man. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I know you just wanted to hear the hell yes. So anyhow, Walmart, look, where should you buy it? I think that it's worth buying up if it comes back for a pullback around. Oh, hey, welcome. Thanks for the donation, Lost One. Appreciate you, brother. I know you're always hanging out and showing the love, so thanks, man. So anyways, support at $1.27 is going to be where I would consider grabbing some on a dip, or if this breaks up over 133, it's very likely this is going to continue to run into earnings, but I would just be very cautious holding through earnings for the reasons that I stated. That being said, I keep catching myself saying it now. Damn it. I need to take a drink. Time to take a drink. Moving on. HD, Home Depot is something that I would say is definitely something to watch out for, but it's something to be careful of as well. It's on the watch list, not necessarily as a buy, folks. I think that this is just one to watch. After all, this is Stock Watch Sunday, not Stock Buy Sunday, as we always try to make sure that everybody is aware of. I think that there's a few areas that we could potentially take advantage of if Home Depot happens to miss earnings. Their expected earnings per share they report on Tuesday. Their expected earnings per share are $3.62. I think they may beat this by a hair. So they report pre-market just like Walmart does. They missed last quarter, and they missed because they said that they had to spend a lot of extra money to make sure that people were safe as they came into stores and that sort of thing. But there's been obviously a lot of pent-up demand because while people have been home, they've been repairing their homes, and we've seen a lot of this. But they ended up missing last quarter. Maybe this quarter, I think that they probably would have gotten their act together and figured out a way to save money while also being able to protect people that came in. But, we'll see how that all plays out. I think that Home Depot is a little bit too high for me. I would rather wait on earnings to come out and look for a potential area to buy. So I think that they do beat, but I think that this comes back down. It's just too hot right now. I think it really should come back down on a pullback. It's not to say that Home Depot is not a buy. I think it is. I think it's worth holding on to. And if you still have some, or if you bought on this earlier, then I think that it might be worth skimming a little bit off the top, trimming some here, and then holding on to the rest just to see where it goes. Because I think that there could be a potential sell-off, especially if they miss earnings. But this was earnings last time around. When it dropped down, and look at this, it just kept going straight up, even though it missed. So I think that there's something to be said for that. It's not to say don't watch it or don't buy it, but wait for the good opportune time to buy it. Don't buy it at all-time highs. I mean, it literally closed at all-time highs on Friday, just about. So I love all-time highs. You guys know that I'm not afraid of those, but I think that Home Depot is just a little bit of an overreaction at this point. So wait for the pullback, and I think that that's going to be a good plan for you guys to consider. And same thing with Lowe's. Look at this. It's the same exact chart. I mean, look. Okay, get a good mental picture of Lowe's here. Home Depot is virtually the same thing. Lowe's is a little bit more linear, but it's still the same chart. And it just goes with the same demand. They report on Wednesday pre-market, estimated earnings per share at $2.85. I think they beat slightly as well. Lowe's crushed earnings last time around. They probably will crush them this time around. Let's see here. Their projected revenue for the year is $78.8 billion. We'll see if that happens. We'll see if they change their outlook. I bet you they actually lift their outlook for this year, and I would not be shocked if that happens. But we're going to treat this cautiously because, like I said, these are all stocks that have kind of like moved because of the Rona, and we got to make sure that we're being careful with that. So that's just my opinion on Lowe's and Home Depot. They're kind of one and the same. One's just reporting on Tuesday. The other's reporting on Wednesday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Welcome, Craig. Thanks for joining the Chaos Crew. We'll see you tomorrow. So for HD and Lowe's, for Home Depot and Lowe's, you might get a good idea of what Lowe's is going to do with what Home Depot does the day before. So it could be a good indicator there. Next, I talked about this on Friday. If you guys caught Friday's video, it's TJX. TJX companies, if you guys aren't familiar, they're department stores such as TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, all of those. They've obviously taken a huge beating. Now's their time to shine, I think. We're starting to see this come back up to a resistance at $60 a share, $59.15, and it kind of pulled back a little bit on Friday. I think we see a really nice move on TJ Maxx, but I think it's going to be worth grabbing after they report earnings. TJX reports Wednesday pre-market, expected earnings per share at a loss of 11 cents. I think they miss, but I don't think it matters. I mean, the reason that people have been buying this up over the last few days, really last week, is because for reasons I was talking about. This is one of those recovery type stocks that people are starting to rotate their money into, and I think that TJ Maxx is definitely something to keep on the radar. They've already stepped up their game on the e-commerce side, so that'll be interesting to hear from them as far as the reports are concerned. I think that TJ Maxx definitely has some really solid potential here. I think that if they do beat earnings by some chance, and then they actually end up starting to move because of it, if it breaks above 65.34, look out. That was the high that it was at before the Rona happened, before the crash. If it breaks that high, it should really start to take off. I mean, obviously, if it takes off over this resistance here at $60 a share, that's going to be really crucial, but really looking at that $65 area is going to be where it should really pop off. So do I think that they make or miss earnings? The earnings, it's really tough. It's really tough because of just the type of quarter that all of these retail stores have had. I think they do miss. But like I said, I don't think it matters. I think that what's going to matter here is their outlook for the rest of the year and how things may have started to turn around towards the end of the second quarter. All right, so last but certainly not least, and guys, I'm going to be going live with you guys on Wednesday for NVIDIA, yeah. So around 3:55 p.m. Eastern time, I will be going live. So a few minutes before the bell on Wednesday, I will go live with you guys, and we will watch NVIDIA's earnings play out. But their expected earnings per share are on Wednesday after hours at $1.97. I think they beat this easily. I don't think the analysts got this right at all. And I think they absolutely crush it. This is one that I think that actually should reverse split. We're starting to see a little bit of a trend, right? We got Apple and then Tesla followed suit. I think NVIDIA definitely is in the conversation. Obviously, Amazon is. That's pretty much a given. There's plenty of other ones. We probably could even argue that Microsoft could be it. Netflix definitely needs to do a split, in my opinion. And NVIDIA is definitely in that conversation as well. NVIDIA is going to absolutely crush earnings, in my opinion. But I think that this may also be a little bit underwhelming because of everybody's been so hype on a lot of these tech stocks that this should probably end up pulling back. So I marked a few areas here that I think are potential areas for a pullback. We'll see if this pulls back on Monday. And if it does, I like it at 434 for a potential dip grab. If it can't hold that support, then I do like it down here around 393. I would be really shocked if it came down that far. But those are the two areas that I would be definitely watching for. If by some chance this continues to break over new highs, 465, that area, then it's probably going to run into those earnings. But I would not want to hold a whole lot. If you want to hold through earnings because you think they're going to beat and they're just going to get bought up like crazy, I think that that's fine. But I wouldn't be holding a full-size position on Nvidia through earnings because I think it's going to be a little bit scary. It could be a little bit bumpy. I think that the play here is the run-up into earnings and probably selling, or at least taking some profit before earnings actually get here on Wednesday after hours. Again, I'll be doing a live stream. You guys love the live streams that I do for earnings, so I'm going to do that for you on Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that. And that is your top 5 stocks to watch this week.